I have the sun blasting in my eyes. There's like one small spot in that tree through which the sun is shining, and I happen to find myself directly in that spot. But I'll say indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you so much for joining me again on another day. Damn it, I keep forgetting to add the October freaking countdown on the titles. Now I have to mildly cross my fingers that it drops. So that I can edit the title. I love you, friends, so much. Thank you for joining me. I'm gonna start it off by saying something worth saying directly after I pour myself this glass of water. Please, sun, please set a little bit. I think it is happening right now, so the shadow should slowly but surely ease over my face. Hopefully I won't get blasted by the UVs very soon. Okay. Gonna talk about experience today, I think. Oh, I'm already behind the comments. Casey, Heather, thank you for joining me. Edmund, thank you, dude. Candace and Yader and Cody, and even Red Clicker. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here with me. How are you friends doing? Yader, how are you doing? How about you, Cody? How about you, Heather? You, Edmund? You, Red? Like, I want every single one of you to give me like a 500-word essay. I'm joking, of course. Only in love. Oh, Kristen Bell, thank you for joining me. Making the pumpkin spice coffee. I'm a flex. Will you know? Just flex with me. I actually did a bunch of reading just before stream today about the benefits of fasting. You know, the brain-derived neurotropic factor being upregulated, insulin downregulated, growth hormone upregulated. You know, stuff with memory, stuff with learning ability, and I was just like, yeah. I'm like gassing myself up to continue fasting. It was so wonderful. Oh, thank you for joining me when it rains, it pours. If you would be willing to, could you go back to Steve's stream and tell him that I'm sending him love from my stream right now? To you friends who don't know, Steve the Pirate 89 is streaming right now, and he has like a Jack Sparrow outfit on, but his face has like a green screen mask on, as does his hands, as does his lower torso. So he green screens himself out of the picture, and you just see this walking Jack Sparrow ghost, and it blows my mind. This dude is so freaking clever. I love him so much. Hey, Jovan, thank you for joining me as well, my friend. Even Lisa's here as well. Thank you, Fred. Aiden, thank you so much for joining me as well. I mean, it's gonna be one of those days. I'm not gonna be up to date, if you will, but I do want to say something worth saying. So technically, two things worth saying. The first one is all you see, hear, feel, smell, taste, and experience doesn't come to you. It comes from you. I feel that. Feel what it feels like. And then the second one is the world you perceive is uncaused, saved by yourself. The world you perceive is uncaused, saved by yourself. In other words, nothing outside of this world, nothing outside of you causes things. The way you take yourself out is in turn the way you experience things within this reality. The world is uncaused, saved by yourself. These things don't come to you, they come from you. It's like a kind of, at least in my mind now, it's the spin of things don't happen to you, things happen for you. And my title today is Life is Amazing? No. Life is absolutely great. Love and light is our fate. Yeah. Oh, it makes me happy just to say it. Do you have to do/say something in particular to stream in Haywire Hill or the U Show? I thought those were open theme. I think they are. I mean, r/Haywire Hill, if you want to stream there, you have to be approved by Uncle Becky or one of the moderators, I'm sure. But the U Show should be completely open, Heather. Do you want to stream on the U Show? Are you wondering because of do you have to do slash say something in particular to stream? Like I'm curious now if you're asking whether I had to say something prior to streaming in the U show, or if I have to say something as soon as I enter the stream in the U show. I think for both, no. It is cold here, and I'm living through the warmth of the stream. Thank you for sharing some of your warmth with me as well when it rains. It's so nice to have you here. The day is good so far. I'm doing a little work before meetings get started, and spreading a little time, spending a little time with you all. Thank you so much, Yader. I appreciate your presence. It's so nice to have you here, man. Hey, it's Lane. How are you doing, dude? Have you sent a link for your new track? It's there somewhere. I know it's there somewhere. It's not entropy. It is. It's entropic. There we go. I'm imagining that SpongeBob scene where all of the little SpongeBobs were like pulling out files, trying to find the right file. Like that happened for a second, dude. I don't know if you've sent it yet, but I would love to hear it, man, if it's ready. Doing well, friend. 4 weeks to a new tiny human. Oh, Cody, thank you so much for allowing me to live through you as well. Oh, goodness. The feelings you must be feeling right now, dude. Number 2, right? So you've already, saddled this horse, if you will, of experience. It must still, have the same level of excitement. I'm actually curious if you'd be willing to share. I think you might have before, but if you'd be willing to share here, how big is the age difference? I'm just imagining all of the absolutely blessed experiences your other child is going to have now as a result of having a sibling. Whew, man. Like, I find myself sometimes thinking I wish I was a single child, and then I instantly correct myself as well. Such a blessed experience growing up with siblings. Are any of you friends single children? If you'd be willing to share, I would love to know how your experience was. Whoa, congrats. Right? It's amazing. I'm doing well. I'm packing mode today. Edmund is moving right now. If you friends have any strength left to share, do direct some strength towards Edmund. He's gonna use and need every single bit of it. Lol, did we get our hellos in and the stream crashed? Lane? I'm not sure. Is it crashing? I don't know. Like, it seems that there are still comments coming through. I hope not, Jovan. If it did crash, and I've been talking to myself, hello, self. It's nice to meet you. What do you mean, meet me, dude? You've known me your whole life. Yeah, I just didn't know what to say. Good morning / evening. Thank you, Melton Moore. I appreciate you being here so much, Auntie. Thank you for sharing this space with us. Like, it's so amazing to me to see Gob, streaming on Haywire Hill. We actually talked yesterday about, the doggy streams being like creme de la creme of what Reddit wants. And again, like, I actually came in today when there was I think 83 viewers. And I instantly started spamming, like, upvote, we're by the time I said that, we're 108 people in the stream. How is there only 6 upvotes? And then, as I was, going through my shenanigans, dropping love awards, it went all the way front page. And then it broke out into some, this most stupid nonsense. Gob shows us a dog, where the dog has a bunch of polka dots, and his tail has these little rainbow sections. And one of the dudes in the comment section is like, why do dogs have to be political statements? And most of the chat is confused as to what the hell this person is talking about. And it's like, oh yeah, this dog is now having pride colors, and this is now as a political statement. And there's just this shitstorm that explodes as a result of that. To think that people want to be triggered about a dog that has a rainbow tail. Wants to hate one another, wants to, break each other apart because there's a dog who had a rainbow tail. It amazes me sometimes. I actually reported 3 people in that stream on B. Like, I unfortunately don't have Banhammer access myself, but go goodness, I really wish I could at some point. Oh wow, good luck, my friend. Oh, all of the luck. All of the luck to our friend Cody. Thank you, friend. Check your Discord DMs. Ooh. Congrats, best of luck. Mine did for a moment, but it's working now. Maybe it was like a momentary glitch or something. I think we might be going strong again. Mine was doing that yesterday. The freezing. I'm so sorry. Bad news for a masochist. Masochist, sadist. Masochist is the one that likes to be hurt. What does the sadist say to the masochist when the masochist asks the sadist, "Hurt me"? No. Ah, do you friends get that? Oh, it makes me chuckle up because the sadist, even though the masochist is asking to be hurt because that's what he wants, the sadist knows that he can hurt that person by saying no. So that's what he will opt for. Even though he likes hurting people, even though he's completely given this opportunity to hurt, still, there's another layer of hurt to be done. And I kind of feel like that's sometimes an analogy for the way we treat each other. We have to have these one-ups on one another. Oh, you hurt me? Oh, I'll show you. I'll show you who gets hurt. And it's just this perpetual loop of destroying one another. It's so backwards. Second one, actually feel prepared this time. I'm so happy to hear that, Cody. I'm so happy to hear that. Hey, to you. Which one of those words am I gonna read? One hater calm, one hater shield heater. Heater or one? I think one. Thank you for joining us, one. It's so nice to have you here, my friend. Mine too. Oh, the joys of Harpan. There are bad days, and there are less bad days. Arpan. I love this platform so much, and yet it's technically the worst of all of them. It's ironic, it's like the one child, that's like eating glue in the corner. And I'm like, yes, I love you. Come here. Come here. I want to play with you. Yeah, my sister is having her second one in a few weeks as well. Oh, would you look at that, Aiden? New little beings coming into this existence, dude. Light bearers, indigo children. We're going to have to support them as much as possible. They're going to help us save this planet. Must show yourself or you show. Thank you. You're right, actually, bud. I should have mentioned that. If you're going to stream on the You Show, you have to be in front of the camera. Like, that's one of the requirements. If I go onto You Show and I kind of, just spaz out of camera view and I just show you this background, then eventually they'll remove my stream. You a hippie? Yes. I at least, the way you spelled it, that is an acronym to me, indicating or signifying or representing highly intellectual person pursuing inner enlightenment. So yeah, I would identify myself with that label, even though I don't necessarily like to. If I had to, that would be one of them. Thank you, friend QWERTY. It's nice to have you here. And thank you for the party tray, Matthias. So nice to have you here. How are you doing, friend? Hey, that's awesome. And whatever lovely scarves you have draped upon your spirit body. You have to show yourself, and also whatever lovely scarves you happen to have draped around you. Yes, I agree, bud. The scarves is a must. Go to www.meltmerch.com to get your scarf. I haven't actually, I don't know, that's not a real site. Someone is just rushing. Going to claim that domain right now. Yeah, I haven't been super duper active lately, but oh, Lane, that sketch has such a deep feel. What program do you use? Lane? I wanna do a Damn it, Lane. Are you only sharing with Jovan the art you're making? I want to see as well, dude. It's not out yet. Okay, that's okay. I'll be patient, my friend. Sval, just sending a little love from the high Arctic of Svalbard. I don't know where Svalbard is. Svalbard. Wessel? Can you even make Svalbard Google? Okay, donkey. I have siblings close by in earshot, so he's gonna go and Google what the Svalbard is. I wanna in my mind represent it somewhere on the planet because right now I'm just imagining you're like an actual Viking. You're just that's where you are right now in my mind. That's the only connection I have. Thank you for joining us, friend. Thank you for sharing the love. I'm excited. I'm announcing it on Instagram Friday. Gimp. Sval. S4Al. S4AL. BARD. Svalbard. The latency. Oh.
Amazing, man.
My brain does not rike. Svalbard is in Norway actually. Svalbard is a Norwegian archipelago. Yeah, between mainland Norway and the North Pole. One of the world's northmost inhabited areas. It's known for its rugged remote terrain of glaciers and frozen tundra sheltering polar bears, Svalbard reindeer, and Arctic foxes. The northern lights are visible during winter and summer brings the midnight sunlight, 24 hours a day. What a vibe! Thank you for joining me, friend. Who would have known? I learned about a new place today. I genuinely enjoy you having this experience with us, friend. Gimp is so underrated. Like, it's the first time I'm hearing about it. I thought a gimp is like someone in a latex suit. I think that's also a gimp. Oh snap, now I'm excited too late, right? I feel left out. I'm like, oh, damn it. I don't get to see what Lane's art is. I want to see, dude. Especially if Giovanna is, hyped about it. My intention for today is to let my thoughts give hope, guidance, and upliftment to everyone. Lisa, just because you used that word, I'm going to set that intention as well. I have to top it up. It has to be full so that all of it that I drink is going to be set to that intention. It means like 4 sips or something, but upliftment. Yeah, upliftment. I really appreciate that. Every single sip I'll take uplifts. Gimp's great scent just before he ended. Thank you so much. I appreciate it when it rains. And it's free. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I do believe Gimp is free. I used to use it all the time when I did digital art. Is it still free? I'm guessing it still is, yeah. I'm here. Thank you, Juan. It's nice to have you here, friend. Hey, Melina. Thank you for joining us, my friend. It's so nice to have you here as well. I am an only child, or limited edition, as I like to say. Okay, Elvin. I mean, now I know some things about you, if you will, right? I know that you kind of prefer being alone as well, and that you have, I want to say, almost consolidated on the intention to be alone. How do you think that was influenced by being a limited edition child, as you say? I'm really curious about that, actually. Emma was the only child for 9 years. Bobby is 5 now, and he's still longing for when it was just, and she's still longing for when it was just her. I mean, like, I kind of instantly realized that that might be the case as well on B. Especially if you were a single child for 9 years. You were like the princess, especially Emma. I can only imagine. She was the princess of the house. And then Bobby came along. And then, obviously, the amount of attention she was potentially going to get was split in half. It had to go to 2 different children. So she has 50% less attention right now. I don't think she has any less love, but maybe a little bit less attention. That's interesting. I mean, she wouldn't want to undo Bobby, right? She might just long long for the days when she was the only little princess. I have a little sister, so she has it in reverse. She got to be the little princess after all of the boys got born. Like all of us brutes, motorcycle driving, poisonous snake catching, mud flinging boys, and then my sister. Oh, I can put makeup on your face, says my mom. I can put you in cute little dresses. And I realized as soon as I saw my little sister, oh, it's over. All of it, all of my shenanigans, all of the stuff I thought I could get away with. Only she's going to be able to do that now. My first daughter is 3.5. We are all quite excited. I'm happy she will have a sister. I'm excited. I am the middle child of 3. I myself am a middle child of 3, but I have been an only child since age 11. Okay, so I'm guessing your eldest brothers or sisters moved out of the house when you were around the age 11. Man, I think you got it, in the best of both worlds kind of way as well, like my sister, because you technically got to have the experience of being the only child, and as a result, having, access to your parents, and including your parents, their financial wealth being directed towards you. Maybe like they were still, helping your siblings with college and stuff like that, but yeah, dude, I'm so happy for you, Cody. How was that, man? Like, I'm guessing your siblings are at least, 8 years older than you are there. So it must have been a little bit of a disconnect. You couldn't exactly, play rough with one another. That's funny. Definitely an experimental piece. Even better. I agree completely, dude. Experiment away, Lane. Find your essence. I mean, rather, you're sharing your essence through your experimentations as well. Toasty! Morning, beautiful spirits. Thank you so much for joining us, Toasty. Good morning to you, friend. It gets so interesting. On B, the more I learn and the more I grow, the more unequipped I feel to be a parent. Like it's this constant, experience of, oh, I think I know what I'm doing. Oh, now I think I know what I'm doing. Oh, now I think I know what I'm doing. And the more you think you know that you're doing, and the more you realize that you didn't know before, that you didn't know what you were doing, the more you realize, oh, I probably don't know what I'm doing right now as well. And it's this perpetual loop of learning and not knowing, and it's absolutely amazing. Hi, Toasty, the toastiest toast of all of the lads. Such an honor to see you this day. Oh, it is. I needed that. You do, dude. We need you as well, Toasty. Thank you for joining us, man. Ask and you shall receive, my friend. Right? Right. Love and light, our ultimate fate. Fucking fire, right? Like, just think about it. So, at least in the way that I think about it, is that we are currently embodying this physical existence, right? Like, we are these beingnesses, both the planet, both the entire universe, as well as this singular body that we're inhabiting right now. And when we pass, and I say pass instead of die, because it's a passing on. It's not a ending of, it's a passing on to something else. And the only thing that could come next is love and light. And your friends have experienced that, realize so much how true that is. This life is absolutely amazing. And there's only more love and light to come. Sometimes, when you get inspiration, you just gotta make whatever your brain makes up. I can't wait to see. I'm also looking forward to it, Aiden. Oh, Corey! I miss you so much. It's great to see you. It's great to see you, Fred. Thank you for joining us again. How have you been doing? It's been so long. I was an only child until 11 years old. The old switcheroo, of course. One of our friends became an only child at 11 years old. One of our friends stopped being an only child at 11 years old. How did you feel about that? Like, I'm curious now, knowing about Aunt B's co-creation of Emma being 9 when she stopped being a single child, and how that influenced her and still is in the way that she perceives, not being an only child. I'm wondering if that's a result of how old she was, being 9 years old at that point. Is it something that could influence it more? Did you feel the same way? Is the thing I want to ask. Is it something that's age related? Lisa, how did you feel, my friend? When it became what it became was not what was planned. It was just what came after recording for hours and not getting the song right. Now I'm curious, Lane. Is it? I mean, like you've shared a little bit about this, and you've shared that it was, unexpected as well. Do you approve of it? Like that's what I want to ask, because it feels like you're being a little bit vague right now. Do you still approve of the actual, song? Whoa, you cut your hair? No, it's just tied up behind my head. Corey, both of our journeys took opposite turns at the same age, right? I'm so happy you're witnessing that as well, my friend. I think it's just pulled back. You are on the money on B. Thank you. Oh, haha. That is how you saw the comment even after I removed it yesterday. Comment, you're a mod on Haywire Hill, I'm guessing. Are you asking me or are you asking Aunt B? I'm not. I don't think I am. Am I? Am I? Maybe. I don't think I am, because I was on, Gob stream today. I was only able to either one, report, two, reply, or there was three options: report, block, and something else. But I don't think I had any capability to rid them from the subreddit. The life of a musician. Good old novelty. Reddit is the red-headed stepchild of platforms. It do be like that, actually, Red. I love it so much, though. There's something very pure about it as well. Still, though, I feel, oh goodness, I died a little bit inside yesterday because I saw a notification on Facebook, and it was an old, I wouldn't call him a friend because we weren't friends, but an old schoolmate, let's say that, sent me a message. And after that I went over to the video page, and there was someone streaming, and it was this cow walking on a path. And I was like, okay, that's odd, because he had 20,000 viewers. And I'm like, I don't. I clicked on his page, and every single one of his streams, every single one of which is 12 hours long, is this cow walking on this path. And it's a GTA mod, and it's literally like this skybound path of pipes, if you will, and this cow just walks on this path. And this dude is pulling, between, I think the lowest number I saw was 5 million, and the highest numbers is something like 24 million views per live stream. And it's just a cow walking. There's no one talking. There's no music other than the GTA in-game music, and it's just this cow walking. And there was 20,000 people on stream, and I'm getting a headache, mild headache, just thinking about it again. I just don't understand. I really don't understand. I don't want to believe that. I kind of want to believe that the numbers are completely fake, because it doesn't physically make sense to me how 20,000 individuals can be concentrating on a cow walking on a path. So yeah, I love Reddit significantly more than other streaming platforms. Meltmore, the free spirit of my kids. I do when it rains. Man, that photo, as soon as you said that, popped into my head. It makes me so happy to see stuff like that. Really? I'm tripping. It looks... God. I mean, it does kind of. It looks like I slicked it back after cutting it. And interestingly enough, when I was working as a businessman, more as a sales, consultant, I used to do that. I had little bit shorter hair, and I would just gel and slick it back, every morning. so that it didn't look like I had long hair, and people also fall for it. So it's not just you, my friend. That needs to be a sight. It's gonna be on B. At one point it will be. Not right now, but at one point it will be. Like, oh man, I had a little bit of a existential dread, moment. What was it? Yesterday? Yeah. I was, looking at these Chinese importers for like 100% hemp materials, because if I wanna, have something to buy or something to support me with, I would love to go all the way hemp. And like I sent my mom, one of the people's pages, if you will, or like sent her the pricing, and it was like 2.8 meter by 2.8 meter piece of fabric of pure hemp for like $250, and like it rands, so like $30 basically. And I was like asking my mom, is this expensive material for like pure hemp material? And she was like, oh, it's not that expensive. But I'm like, okay, that's good. And I bookmarked it under the Melt merch little bookmark. And I was like, okay, this can happen. And then she was like, and you're going to pay shipping and then import taxes on that. I'm like, oh, that's good to know. And then my plan, at least with the looking at that stuff, is to make pashminas and to tie dye them myself, and then to make them available for purchase afterwards. And then I realized again that it's nigh impossible for me to ship something to America economically. One of the smallest packages that I can send, like 100-gram package, which would be about the weight of a pashmina, is between 35 and $75 dollars. So, by the end of it, it will be like a $200 pashmina, and that is absolutely absurd. And I was like, oh, that's nice. Da 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 da. I live in South Africa. It fucking sucks. No, it doesn't. I love it. It's beautiful. I'm blessed. I'm breathing fresh air. The country isn't burning. I mean, the the country is a light. Yes, it's a light. That sounds better, doesn't it? Yeah, on B. Like I sometimes feel like the only way for me to, realize any success in my life is to have to leave South Africa. It's devastating, having family here. It's the last thing that I would want to do, but it feels like it's the only thing that I can. Yeah, I've been working on the weird 70s influenced piece that has totally taken a turn to the weirdness. I've been playing with it in Logic X for a few days. Okay, that sounds really interesting, Aiden. I would look forward to seeing that as well, man, or hearing it instead. I'm excited to hear when ready. Me too. Thank you so much, Toasty, for also letting our friend know that we're interested. Sounds intrigued. Toasty. Oh yeah, I just pulled back. I was torn. No, don't say that, Corey. What if I, lose my hair at some point in this journey? Like, you're just gonna tune in and then I've just shaven all of my hair off because I lost 5% of it. Like, yeah, you know what, I'll just do it. Just again, me and my extremes. So, and then what, I think you'll be proper shocked then. Shooketh, to the core. How's adulthood feel? It's a little bit hectic sometimes, Toasty. I haven't had a fun ride at it. Tell Vessel I said love you. Thank you so much. Vessel! He's no longer in earshot, but I'll tell him, afterwards. I'm like, now that you mention his name again, I do actually want to share something with you, friends. But you have to be quiet about it. Like, I'm going to share it with you, but you shouldn't share it with anyone else, okay? So, my little brother, he turned 18 about... going on 5 weeks now. And yesterday, I offered him, for the first time, a microdosing experience. And he's like, yes. Like instantly almost. Like he thought about it for like maybe like a second at most. He's like, yes. And I'm like, okay, should I go get it? He's like, no, 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 not today. I have to go into town. I'll do it tomorrow. And I'm like, okay. And then we had a conversation last night, and he was like, oh, he needs to, work on his little beetle a little bit. And then if he's done working on that, he'll be willing to. And then I get this intention, suddenly this calling. I feel this drawing towards him. And like at first thing that I do is I go and I search on my phone and his name's John Cena. That soundtrack. I connect my phone to Way. I blast the audio all the way up. And as I'm walking into his room, I'm like, and his name's John Cena. And he like almost jumps off of his bed. He's like, I thought you were gonna jump on me. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna jump on you. But I had to come and ask you, are you ready? And he's like, yeah. And I basically take a mortar and pestle. I put the little microdose in there, add some lemon to it, add some honey to it. And I'm just like working it for like 11 minutes and 11 seconds. He eats it, and like I am the black sheep in the family, so I'm the one that experiments with these sort of things, and I don't necessarily like I don't get visuals personally, and it's not something that really affects me as much as I think sometimes it does other people. So my opinions about mushrooms are very conservative, if you will, when it comes to the effects that they might give you. And I'm like constantly telling him this as well. Like it's not the way that it's portrayed in the media or on the internet. It is going to be more information. Realize that all you're going to experience is more of your experience. And I like see him like, okay, like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about, but okay. And then about how long was it? Almost 50 minutes in, like basically almost like between 50 minutes and an hour in, I go and check up on him, and as soon as I see him, I see the big eyes. I'm like, how you feeling? And he's like, I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling. I'm like, it kind of feels like you're in your body, right? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, are you realizing that there is a sense of awareness, beyond your body? He's like, yeah. And he's like, breathing feels so weird. It feels like I'm on manual breathing mode. I'm like, yeah, that sometimes happens. And I actually encouraged him to take some time and just do that. Just focus on his breathing. Just breathe in and out and feel what that feels like. Went and checked on him a bunch of other times. Second time I checked on him, he had his earphones in, and he was like, as soon as I put my earphones in, I could hear the blood vessels, coursing through my ears. And I'm like, yeah. Sounds like more information to me. And he had an absolutely beautiful experience. He's about done with it now. It's been more than 6 hours. And yeah, he had a great time. I think it opened his mind to what it is as well. I think that's the best way to describe almost anything, any psychedelic or potential stimulant. It gives you more information, the information that you're constantly perpetuating in your mind. If it's not good information you're telling yourself, then rather abstain from psychedelics, because you're only going to give yourself more bad information in that case. If you can align yourself, if you can figure out that you want to be aligned with love and you want to love yourself as a result of that, then these psychedelics can have absolutely amazing effects. It makes it it makes me so happy to like be able to share this experience with him as well. Old business haircut. Sometimes it has to be like that. Dad, thank you for joining us. I will say it's an acoustic song with some screaming vocals. I love it, dude. I look forward to hearing it. Vessel is so loved. I love that dude to bits, dude. And it's, oh man, I almost got emotional for a second there. It feels like for the first time he loves me as well. Toasty. I'm not gonna cry, you're gonna cry. It makes me happy, dude. Like, I genuinely feel him loving me, is what led into him being open and receptive to this as well, dude. I genuinely, oh, it's just the constant flow of life. One thing leads to another, leads to another, leads to another. We're constantly evolving, friends. Big Mechanic, good morning to you, friend. Thank you for joining us, right? I thought he was going corporate. Yeah, first is the hair, then I stopped wearing the pashminas, then I stopped wearing the funky shirts, then I stopped wearing the melty pants. At this point I'm naked. So you'll think I've gone insane, and then I go in reverse. Then I start wearing business pants, start wearing business shirts, start wearing suit jackets. Get the shade so you can't see my eyes on. Go all business. Slow but sure transformation. Thank you for the helpful Fred. I appreciate that. It feels just the same right now. How adult? Oh, of course, Lane is 18 as well now. Yeah, Lane, you and my brother are like basically exactly the same age, dude. Man, I love you, bro. I love you so much, Lane. There's a good gap of Antarctica up for grabs. Yeah, there is. But PewDiePie, unfortunately, has claimed it himself already. Damn it. I mean, I have to go set up a GoFundMe. I want to go and claim South Africa. I want to go and claim Antarctica. The crazy thing about the way I think about things, it's gonna be like thousands and thousands of kilometers of travel. But I would love, absolutely adore doing something like that. I want to go to Swarovgard. Swarovgard? I don't know if you're talking about the same place, but that might be a different one. Pop funk vibes? Maybe not. I don't think. Like, Lane is more metal oriented, actually, Aiden. This sounds tragic. What? My first daughter is 3.5. We are all quite excited. I'm happy she will have a sibling. I'm missing a little bit of what you mean when it rains. Like Pulp Fiction. You mean like John Travolta's hairstyle? Is that what you mean, Corey? Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. Pulp Fiction is like up there with one of my favorite movies. Yup, it's all the same Z's. You're just legally on your lonesome. Yeah, if you commit crimes, you actually go to jail now, Lane. GIMP is awesome. I just don't know how to use it. I need a degree! No, you don't, Red. You just need to tinker, my friend. Like, I think one of the best ways to learn is just to use YouTube. Like, there's so much resources on YouTube. Krita is more user-friendly, though. Yeah, Krita is also another, digital art platform. I actually have Krita on my computer, but not GIMP. I have Krita, and one of them is like a vector program. Can't remember its name now. I wouldn't say folk punk, more like folk death. There we go. Yeah, that sounds about more Lane. Death to the folk. It sounds kind of cool though, dude. Maybe you could make a whole new genre. Deadly folk. I mean, that just kind of gives me the Grateful Dead vibes as well. My mom and dad, my mom/dad, have myself and sister. My then dad and his new wife also had 2 girls. So I have 3 beautiful sisters. That's amazing, Heather. Thank you so much for sharing that with me, my friend. 3 sisters. Man. Like, I sometimes feel bad for my sister for not having a sister. And then I instantly realize my sister has 2 cousins who is around her age, and they vibe pretty well. So I feel like she kind of has sisters. I'll check Krita. Yeah, please do, my friend. I think that one is a little bit more user-friendly. I will post. It doesn't look as good, though, but that's just me, being a stickler for user interfaces. I will post the cover that I sent to Jovan in the Discord when I get the chance. Thank you so much, Lane. I look forward to seeing it as well, my friend. Red says, I have two sons that are 10 years apart. The older one still seems like my only child at times. Oh, that's an interesting thing to say, Red. Why is that? Do you like let's create a scenario. If you and your 10-year older son spend time together, will it feel in that moment as if he is the only one there, or is it like you just kind of forget about your other son? I'm guessing that's not the case. I think it's maybe more like you can become so realigned, with the neural pathways that you've had spending time with your son, that it just kind of gets reactivated when you spend time with him alone. I feel I do enjoy my own time. It very much is something that benefits us as well, Lisa. It's something I mentioned a few days ago, that I definitely have the capacity to be extroverted, but if I don't have my introvert time, then I also lack the ability to be extroverted properly. Is that the one we worked on during my stream? I'm curious actually. You become comfortable with your own company. I guess that made me a bit of a hermit, and I suffer from social anxiety. Elvin, for what it's worth, my friend, you are absolutely loved here, and there's no social awkward ability, if you will, that I can notice at all. Oh, it's Katie! Hello and good morning to all. Good morning to you, Miss Katie. It's so nice to have you here again. I've been missing you, my friend. Thank you for joining us. Mel, little sister, has the best experience. Older brothers to have her back. Oh yeah. Like, I'm definitely not someone aligned with violence, but I'll break someone's legs if he breaks my sister's heart. uh, or at least I'll tell him I will. I think we learn to rely solely on ourselves. I think, being able to rely solely on yourself is a useful skill to have, but I don't think it's something we need to or should actively continue doing. It's great to know that you can rely on yourself and you can ease into the comfortability of relying on yourself. But if you do it to the point where you neglect your possibility to share, be it experience, be it a meal with someone else, be it a conversation, then I feel you are in some ways robbing yourself of the possibility that life holds. Unfortunately, oh goodness, Cody. I am so, so sorry, my friend. Yo, that instantly devastated me. Like, oh man, would you be willing to share what happened, friend? I am so sorry, man. I am so, so sorry. You never truly know what you're doing as a parent. You do the best you can, keep the child protected, fed, clothed, and you learn as you go. Forever. Yeah, that's very true. Man. Like, I sometimes think back, to me drowning as a child. And I just, like, I'm picturing, what were my parents up to? How did I manage to get that much free time? Not saying my parents were, bad parents, but maybe me drowning realigned them with the seriousness of being parents. Maybe that in turn, influenced my siblings. My one younger sibling, or one down younger sibling, Rudo, is like in so many ways almost my polar opposite. He is, I love him so much. He is very hardworking. So funny that I'm saying he's my polar opposite, and the first thing I say, he's very hardworking. He's not only very hardworking, as a general rule of thumb, but he's very dedicated to his studies as well. He's studying to be an engineer, and he's spending hours and hours every day studying. And in ways, I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm just not studying the same stuff. But it makes me so happy to watch him, being able to do this, how hard he works, how much he stresses about his tests, and how involved he is with that whole process. He is a drinker, like, first and foremost. He doesn't really, like, he will smoke bud, but not as something recreational. Like, he will do it, when he feels tired, and he wants to go to sleep earlier. Like, he doesn't like being in the state of being high, if you will. Like, he'll smoke bud and then go to sleep. That's like his preferred way of usage. He is very aligned with short hair, doesn't like long hair at all. I'm curious now. Like, what I'm doing right now is I'm analyzing and I'm questioning why he's different, and I'm questioning if there was something to do with the difference in parenting styles between me and him. The way my dad treated him. Like, it's very almost well known that he's the favorite in the house. And I completely understand it as well. Because if your parents are completely aligned with, a certain model or set of what is desirable in a human, right? Like, studies hard, wants to, get into a reliable job, wants to do that for the rest of their lives and then retire eventually with the money they made from doing that. Like, in that way, I understand why, he's my parents' favorite. Maybe I'm trying to find some way out of taking responsibility for my own weirdness. I don't know. I just love him so much. It makes me so happy to see the difference, coming from the same households as well. It really is a constant learning process forever, as you're saying, Heather. Our friend Margarita says, I'm very sorry to hear that. I lost my older sister. My heart goes out to you. Thank you so much for sharing that love as well, my friend. This is the way. Absolutely. What solidified your belief in the afterlife? In Neo, unfortunately, this isn't necessarily an answer I like giving, outright like that, because it kind of feels like it can be dismissed. But after I had a dimethyltryptamine experience, it very much, in that word, solidified my belief in the afterlife. Like, I went from being 100% atheist, believing I'm a meat suit, and when this meat suit, dies, it goes back to as it was before I was born, just nothing. And then after I had that experience, it was like that belief no longer had any room or place to fit in with inside of my new mindset. And ever since, I've been aligned with spirituality instead, because it was like this instant wake up call of, you're not just this, physical human. The whole YOLO, let's fuck things up, let's ruin our bodies and let's ruin our minds and let's ruin this planet because, we only live once. We only get to do all of this once. I was like, oh, that's not even remotely true, is it? And the way we live, at least in my opinion, and I'm not saying this is the way, this is what I believe personally. The way we live, and if we live spiritually aligned, it changes things, it changes the way you perceive things. It changes the way you perceive others, especially. Because I genuinely believe I was evil. Man. Like, no jokes. When I was an atheist, I was an evil individual. Because I thought it didn't matter. Nothing mattered because, what's the point of it? If I'm going to die anyway, in like 100 years, how much damage can I possibly do? And then, upon realizing the eternality of my beingness, I realized, oh, how much love, how much healing can I do instead? Because it's a realization that you're not hurting anyone else other than yourself. And like it was a wake up call like any other, dude. Whew. It brought me out of so much suffering. And I don't recommend you go and smoke DMT because I said this. It's definitely something that has to find you. I'm happy that it found me. Oh, it was quite intense. I very much appreciate that. Love and light to you as well. Thank you, Cody. Man, I'm so sorry, my friend. Like my heart goes out to you, dude. Know that they're not gone. They have passed. Death is not dangerous. Oh, it's slightly more edited and has my logo now. You have a brand logo? I'm curious about that as well. I do like this song. It's a raw expression of and characteristic of the lyrics. Ooh, okay. I'm happy that you do approve of it or you do like it, dude. Now I'm extra curious as well. Thank you, Age Natural. It's so nice to have you here again. Thank you for the power you're giving me, my friend. Yes, I can imagine. The She's talking about the red clicker saying it feels sometimes like her 10-year-old is the only child. What the cow? Unfortunately, Melita, what the cow could be said for most of the things I say sometimes, so I don't know where to attach. What did I say? What the cow here? No. What the cow over here? How about here? Humans are weird, man. Must be a glitch in the Matrix. What? Uh, Whoa. Where can I see the cow stream? Asking for a friend. Are you the guy with the monkey? I am, actually. CF Rock. I don't know how you know about that. But yes, give the give the monkey some love from me. I'll do that, friend. Thank you for joining us again. Yes, at the trampoline. Yeah, it's been forever, Jovan. Like it's been a few months since we had a monkey reference. I like your Mario remix. Oh, the holy cow for the pashmina. The price of the pashmina. The okay, yes, yes. The puzzle pieces are fitting again. Thank you. I'm happy you appreciate my mildly sarcastic slash existential Mario remix. Thank you, Toasty. No, it sucks that we all live so far from you. I would love to buy anything you make. Thank you, Corey. Like you have no idea how much I appreciate that, friend. Like I'm considering maybe the best way to go about it would maybe to be like to get a partner in America. Like I feel like that is the only logical way for me to continue because unfortunately I one do not have any financial means to go to America. I two do not have the skill-based means to go to America, right? Like I don't have a degree, so if I try to go to America, if I try to immigrate, they're just gonna be like, nah, we don't want your types. Three, even if I want to go to America temporarily, I have to apply for a visa that can take like 6 months just to get approved, and then at most I'll be able to stay for 6 months before I have to leave or get deported or be an illegal. I'm chill. I'm chill. Oh, you were born in this country? Yep. Now you just don't get to travel. That's how it works. Oh, neat. Nice. Why? Because because yes, because we say so, and we make a lot of money screwing you over in doing so. Yes, at the trampoline. Oh my goodness. I didn't see Chauvin's response. You were just in sync. You were just in sync, Toasty. Don't worry at all, my friend. I was torn because it looks good. You can do anything. You will look awesome. Kari, thank you. I appreciate the gas you're putting onto my love fire. I appreciate you so much. Genuinely, that's beautiful. 70s and weirdness sounds like a perfect combination. I agree completely. The 60s, 70s were very much enthralled in the weirdness, if you will. Oh my heart. I can't wait to hear how he feels his perceptives change after his perceptions change after his first trip. Like, I feel like because it was kind of like a microdose. Technically, it was two fruiting bodies, but they were like small fruiting bodies. So it wasn't. I don't think it was like a full blown psychedelic experience. But I do believe that he would be willing to try again. And again, as I was like talking about this morning on this morning stream, if anything, I won't encourage him to take more, but I will help him if he wants to, like, if that makes sense, right? Like, it was something that I felt very drawn to as soon as I started experiencing those things. Like, it wasn't like I've had my psychedelic experience, done. No, it was like, okay, I see something. I don't know what I'm seeing, but apparently I want to see more of what that is. And then I was like, okay, a little bit more of what that is, and a little bit more of what that is, and eventually I got bonked, the I that I thought I was, if you will. And it was this realignment with the I I've always been. And you can call that ego death. I call it re-remembering who you are. And I genuinely hope the same happens for him, Toasty. Thank you for the hugs, Infamous One. I love you, friend. Thank you for joining us. Where's the dancing? How's the fast? The fast is going well. We're on day 5. Day 5 apparently is one of the harder days. And it has been a little bit harder. This morning I was like a little bit tired. But I'm feeling a lot better right now. How are you doing, String? Thank you for joining us, my friend. Oh my goodness, you dosed you. No, I didn't dose him. I asked him if he wants to be dosed, right? Like, there's no such thing as dosing unless you ask. If he asks, then it's him, accepting, a new set of mind. I'm so happy to be able to share it with him. So amazing. I'm glad he had that experience. Me too. Can you guys see my comments? I can, Toasty. I don't know if the rest of our friends can. It doesn't seem that way because I'm not seeing someone answer you. Comments working now? Test. Comments totally pooped. Oh goodness, I'm sorry, Toasty. It seems the comments are kind of wrecked for everybody right now. I'm seeing all of them, but apparently you can't. Oh my, that microdose was literally today. I'm glad he had a good experience. Yeah, Jovan, it was today. Like, I think I talked about it this morning. I think you were there to hear about it, but were you? Maybe for a bit of it. But I was like, yep, it's time. And he was like, okay, yes, it's time. Meows Cat, thank you for the hugs. I appreciate that, friend. Kira Burb, peace, rock on, love burb. Whoa. Peace, rocker, love burb. There we go. Thank you for joining us, my friend. It's so nice to have you here. This story is funny. I'm old and I don't trip anymore, but I used to all day, every day, in the 90s. My brain was not healthy by the time I stopped, but it's all good. Oh, Kari. Yeah, all day, every day of anything is never good, Like, I'm pretty, like, I love it, do bits, but I take, months breaks in between because I know it's not something that I can very efficiently incorporate into my understanding. So I like to take some time, in between. Oh, I'm back. Reddit froze on me. It seems to be freezing on a bunch of our friends. Refresh the stream. Comments working now. I hope so, Yater. Yeah, I'll be doing your videos and talking about Bitcoin. I mean, yeah. I hope I never become a crypto channel. I don't think we will. Again, it's just, technically it's less imaginary. Crypto is less imaginary than actual money, but it's still imaginary. My comments aren't showing, but I still love you all. I can see your comments, Infamous One, for what it's worth, my friend. I am seeing all of them. Yeah, I'm talking about the same place I was just having fun with the spelling since I didn't see the original comment. Thank you, my friend. I thought it was the same place, but the spelling was different, so it threw me off for a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if there's another place that has that exact same name as well, though. If you can read this, I love you, and me, you, Toasty. I'm seeing you, my friend. Like, unfortunately, it's like taking 18 minutes for me to confirm, but yeah, I'm seeing you, friend. I'll be wandering with the cows as soon as my phone charges a bit. Ooh wee. To you friends who don't know, Mrs. Boop the Snoot, as her username, Mrs. So MRS Boop the Snoot, u slash. If you want to check it on Reddit, also a streamer friend, absolutely divine, beautiful being, shares, the most calming, wholesome, loving vibes. Pulp Fiction GIMP, right? Like, legitimately, no joke, Corey. That is the first place I ever learned what a GIMP was. Watching Pulp Fiction. I was like 13 though. Like, I think maybe I Googled like intense movies or something like that. And then I found Pulp Fiction, and me being a 13-year-old, and I thought I was grown. I'm edgy. I watch hectic movies, and I watched Pulp Fiction for that reason, and then I learned what a GIMP was in that movie. And then, like, we kind of looped all the way back with us talking about Pulp Fiction. Oh, you were talking about the Pulp Fiction GIMP, not the John Travolta hairstyle. Okay, I'm clicking now. Oh, Marie Ann, it's been forever, friend. Thank you for the silver. I appreciate that. Oh, it's insane. Wait. Straight face. Attention! Hut! Love you, Sensei. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Flower Pixie. Well, at least you won't kill him. Nope, fortunately not. I would have to replace most of his body weight with psychedelic mushrooms before I kill him. And it's going to be very inefficient and hard for me to do so, And by the time, like, it's gonna take him multiple hours to do that as well. So by the time he gets all of that mushrooms into his system, his body would have bolt tolerance to the point where it no longer affects him as well. Thank you for the energy. I appreciate that, Aiden. What happened to your hair? I have tied it back, friend. It's behind my head right now, Future. Thank you for joining us, friend. You're so right. I enjoy your point of view. Thank you, my friend. It's one of an infinitesimal. I appreciate you sharing it with me, my friend. Thank you for sharing your point of view with me as well. 10. Whoa. One of many. How long has it been, friend? Ooh, have to be able to take care of yourself before you can take care of others. IMO. Yep, I agree completely. That's why, like, that's almost the thing I was getting at with what I was saying earlier. Like, it's okay, and it's a very useful skill to be able to take care of yourself, because as soon as you can completely and thoroughly take care of yourself, you also understand what a being needs. And if you understand what a being needs, you can provide those needs to another being as well. Have to love yourself before you can love another. It's not a bad thing. I don't know other only children, but I bet it's common to be anxious. I mean, there's a lot to be anxious about, Elvin. Have you seen the state of our world? It would be odd if we weren't anxious sometimes, dude. Know that it's completely okay, man. Know that it's not something that limits you. Know that I believe, at least, that anxiety is one of the most powerful things about our beingness, because we literally have the ability to become so anxious that our minds, literally this, kind of butter textured goop in our brain, in our skulls, has the ability to debilitate your body with anxiety. That's power, dude. That's some crazy power. Gloomy sunshine. It's so nice to have you here, my friend. It's been a long time. Thank you for joining us again. How have you been? It's nice to have you here. I'm right here with you. It's so much easier for me to talk to people on here than in person. Whew. I wonder why that is, Corey. Maybe, at least the way that I think about it, that if you're going to talk to someone here, they won't be completely misaligned with what you're trying to say. Like, I believe all of us here are aligned with love and light. So your message is going to be received from the perspective of love and light. If someone wants to, you know, receive your message from a place of judgment or fear, then I also kind of have a hard time talking to people like that, and I just don't. I'm just like, okay, if everything I say is going to be received or, given back to me as a judgment or a reason that I should be afraid of something else because of what I just said, then I'm not going to talk to you further, because I don't believe that. I don't believe in judgment-based system. I don't believe in believing in fear, and I will not. You cannot convince me otherwise. Such a loss. My sincere condolences. Thank you so much, Edmund. I really only knew my brother. My older sister passed before I was born. My little brother passed when I was 7, and I was 11. When he was 7, and I was 11. I'm grateful for the time I got nonetheless. As am I, Cody. As am I. They will forever live in your heart and memories now, dude. And now, as a result of you sharing that message with me, they will live in my heart as well. I appreciate it so much, my friend. I'm so sorry. As am I. Scarmelia, hello. I don't know how long I can be on today, but I wanted to stop in. Thank you for sharing the space with us, Scarmelia. We love you, friend. How are you doing? How are the kids? Have you had your court meeting yet? I'm guessing you have. How did it go? Youngest bub is the competitive one, eh? Does he pride himself on mom and dad's approval? I think that's a humanistic pattern. Oh, yes. Like, I don't know why. You see, like, growing up, especially going into my teenage years, and being very thoroughly depressed, I hated my dad, with a burning passion. And I don't know, like, maybe it was self-sabotage or it was me leaning into it, but I wanted to do the opposite sometimes of getting my dad's approval, and that definitely did hurt our relationship. But it was the opposite for my brother. So maybe him seeing how that hurt our relationship is what helped him align with wanting to be approved of by my parents. And I don't, I disagree with that at all. I don't frown upon it. It makes me so happy that he has this enthusiasm for what he's doing. Like, I already know that he's not going to use his degree. Like, he's going to use his degree as a piece of paper at most, but he's going to start his own business as well. Like, I know it. I 100% know it. Like, he's going to probably work, a proper, job for a while, and then he's going to be like, oh, oh, and I'm like, yeah. And then he's going to be like, okay, now what? And I'm like, I'm trying to figure the same thing out, dude. Are comments messed up for anyone else? I think comments are messed up for everyone else right now. Sorry, Kira. Are comments working now? They're still working for me. Oh, here they come. Here the comments come. I'm happy that they're all coming now. We love you, Aiden. I love you, man. Thank you so much, dude. Whew, it is maddening. Oh, yes. Oh, Reddit. We were talking a little bit of schmack on Reddit. So Reddit was like, what? Glue eating child in the corner was like, what? Puts a bit of glue in our hair. It's like, yeah, you get some. Sweet melt, you cry and I cry. But that's our connection. We all love you so much. I know, Kira. I feel it. Like, when I cry and when I feel hurt, it's like this instant feedback loop of, acceptance, of love, of compassion instantly, flowing into my being. And I genuinely believe it comes from you, friends. And I am infinitely grateful for it. You friends helped me heal, genuinely. We back? I think so. I believe so. The ridiculous 12-hour cow stream. Oh, holy cow. Oh, okay. Man, I feel like I want to blame the fact that I am caffeine, cannabis, and food deprived on me not making connections as fast. But it might just be me trying to balance 20 different things in my head at the same time. Thanks for answering my question, man. I appreciate it. Ineo, I appreciate you staying to hear the answer, friend. Genuinely, thank you so much for joining us. Yes. Love you all. Meetings are in full swing now. Have an amazing day, all of you. Love and light being sent to each and every one of you. See you on the flip side. Yater, I mean, you're already gone, friend. But I'm sending you love. He's in the meeting right now. I hope it goes well, my friend. I had so much to say. I mean, I think I heard most of it. You can still share some more. I mean, maybe you wanted to say some things to our other friends. Darling. Hugs. Let it out, melt. I think I have. these things these things are a part of us, and I think maybe I had to experience what it's like to be evil in order to realign myself with what I believe is light. I had to experience the darkness of myself to know that that's not what I want. That's not what I want to continue. Like if you continue into that darkness, it's something that very quickly leads you to very, very horrible places. What about a work visa? Work visa might give me like a year, I think, until I have to renew it. I would like to though, Lisa. Like I just don't know how to, unfortunately. I think to get a work visa, I have to have someone, inviting me. Like literally have a company sponsor or something. Maybe try getting a student visa. That might be an idea. Just like go to America and study. See if I can become a resident after my 4 year study period. Instantly, I get smacked with the understanding that you're gonna get so much debt, right? I'm like, fuck. I don't want that. If you want to come to North America, you'd like Canada. Alvin, you don't have to sell Canada to me, dude. Like, Canada has been one of the countries I've wanted to live in for as long as I remember. Like, right now, the top three on my list is America, Canada, the Netherlands. Not necessarily in that order. Probably in the opposite order. Netherlands, Canada, America. Funny part is, I won't get to live in any of that unless I have copious amounts of money. That's the only way that I'll be accepted. Is if I have gang cash. I'll be like, oh yeah, dudes, I want to come to your country. Why? Because I think I would like to live there. Why? I have a lot of money. Okay, come. That's the only way. American businesses can sponsor employees, right? And Estia, and be careful to whom you put your trust in. Oh, Lisa, I try to, friend. I'm very trusting, unfortunately. Sometimes, I've been ripped off more than I'd like to mention in my life because I genuinely want to see the best in people, and somehow people know that, and they're like, oh, huh. Look at this naive little child. Bet I can screw him out of a few 100K. Yeah. Yeah. They can. They have. It's hard for me sometimes. Thank you for the reminder, Lisa. Have a great day, Yater. Thank you so much for sending the love. The Quairfools are back. They might be. Like, I actually saw 3 Quairfools on that tree a little bit earlier today. But I'm not seeing any Quairfools in line of sight right now. Nah. None. None, unfortunately. Ooh, Nelson! I just dosed myself. Let's do this. Ooh, I believe you're going to now take all of the energy my brother experienced and put into this universe, and you're gonna pick it right up and go from there, Nelson. Have an absolutely amazing time. What did you dose yourself with? I'm curious, dude. If you'd be willing to share. Like monkeys for mush, lions for list, dolphins for dumt, and meerkats for dama. Which one is it, my friend? Bro, I'm so excited to hear from Vessel, dude. Like, hopefully he'll join me on a stream. Like, unfortunately, I don't think, like, I think my Rido and Vessel and Shantae has been on stream, like, for, like, a short, like, maybe, 10 seconds. But I would love to have one of them just sit next to me and have conversations with me. But unfortunately, they don't feel as comfortable in front of a camera. I wonder why that is. Like, being in front of a camera was never something that was difficult to me. Like, I'm trying to find within my, experience of growing up, if there's a reason for that. Because when I was very young, like 7 to 12 especially, I was extremely uncomfortable in front of a camera when they were taking pictures because I didn't know what to do with my hands. I was like, ugh, do I put them next to my body? Do I leave them limp? Do I cross my arms? Do I peace? Do I... And I was like, what do I do? And then I was just like, every single picture. Or I would do like one of these as well sometimes. Do something with the hands. Canada can be tough to get into. I used to go all the time. They have more intense immigration laws than the US, I think. Yeah. Like, unfortunately, since I don't have a degree, the only way for me to get into another country is if I have copious amounts of money. To immigrate to a country is if I have copious amounts of money. It's so backwards. You're like, oh, you're poor, are you? Nah, we don't want you. Oh, you're rich? Yeah, come. Come, come please. Come and boost our economy. Never mind the fact that people are poor because they grow up in certain countries, like South Africa, where, and this is something I learned recently, what do you think the minimum wage of a McDonald's worker is in South Africa? Like, this is a conversation I had of Aiden, like 5 days ago. No, you're wrong. Nope, that's also wrong. No, a lot lower than that. It's between, if you're a manager, like, and this might be a little bit old data because this was taken from like a 2015 survey, so like 6 years back, but South Africa has not improved. Quite the contrary, our currency has devolved in value and our economy has gone to even more ruin as well in the meanwhile. $70. If you're a clerk, if you're working the till, you get $70 a month. If you're a manager, you can expect upwards, max, of $586 a month. Yeah, South Africa. South Africa! My lieve land. Ek is lief vir jou. Maar fuck toch, jy kan bietjie kak weer beteken. I didn't curse in Afrikaans. That was just me talking in tongues. I can't wait till he dives in. Oh man. I seriously, makes me so excited. Me too, Toasty. Like, I saw something, lighting up in him. I saw him realize, what I was talking about when I mentioned more information. Because our brains, have access to a lot of information. And if you give it even more information, especially as, I would consider myself and my siblings intellectuals, I know it feels pompous, but my brother, I would consider, I wanted to say, you know what? I'll say it. I consider both of my siblings smarter than I am. So giving them even more information, giving an intellectual person even more information is like, oh yes, give, please. I like. Thank you, Cable, for the love, dude. It's so nice to have you here, man. It's so nice. Just back from being a person. How are you, friend? Oh, okay. I'm guessing you're like, on the end of it as well. What a trip that is, Nelson. You and my little brother were basically in Psychedelaville at the same time, dude. Hope you're all having a good day. The last few days have been a strain on my heart and mind. I'm so sorry to hear that, Christine. Would you be willing to share what has been straining your heart and mind, my friend? maybe we can, share some direct intention towards that. Hope your day is getting better, friend. I hope so as well, my friend. Thank you so much for sharing that love. So much love being sent your way. It's been a while, but I'm glad to see your smile. Oh, I wish I had more rhymes. Tile, beguile, rile. It's so nice for you to beguile and join with an absolute rile. Yes, cheers to that. Just to, continue the poem. It's so nice to have you here, Cable. So much love to you, man. I hope things get easier. Thank you so much, friend. So much love being sent your way. So much. I'm seeing comments. I'm seeing them as well right now. I do think so. If you're still here, I'm here with you. He's still here. Man, like, it's crazy, Toasty. Like, as I was seeing all of this love being sent, I was actually thinking about Cody as well. And then you literally sent him a message directly as I'm like scrolling past it. Gimps are fun. Consensual anything is fun. Like, when you say gimps are fun, it kind of gives me like the most yikes of imaginations. Cable. I'm just imagining Cable has like three different gimps, strapped up in his attic. Yeah, attic is above, right? I'm gonna stop imagining right there, right now. Nelson says, well, I guess you're gonna have to wake him now, won't you? I guess so, Nelson. I guess so. It's so nice to have you here, man. So much love to you, my brother. Man, to you friends who don't know, like, Cable and Nelson the dog are also two streamer friends on this platform. David S. Blake, sup Melt, hope you're having a good day. Ciao. He pops in and he pops out like a phantom. It's so nice to have you in for a second, Blake. Sending you love, my friend. Have you seen the state of our world? Ah, thank you. Yes, real talk. Bravo. I haven't seen. Oh, oh, yeah. It sounded like you were asking me, like the movie, the state of the world. But I'm guessing you're quoting me when I said it's okay to be anxious. Have you seen the state of our world? Thank you. Yes, real talk. Thank you, Bravo. Thank you for talking real with me as well, friend. We're not ignoring, the messed up shit that's happening in our planet right now. At least in my opinion, in quite the contrary way, we are trying to bring as much light and love as possible so we can tip the scales in the other direction. And like for the longest time, and I said this on the Discord today, it felt like I was, frantically jumping on the scale, and I thought I was completely alone. And ever since I started to stream, I realized, as far as you friends may be, there's more of us jumping on the scale, trying to make this thing tip. And I believe the more of us there are, the sooner it will. I thought you were dead. Goodness. Imku? Imkesu? No. No. Am I dead? When did I start being alive? I'm joking. No, my friend, I'm still very much alive, still very much streaming every day. It's nice to see you again, Fred. Why did you think I'm dead? Did you hear something? Did you just have a hard time finding me? Sending you love and light. Why do you sound Indian? Do I sound Indian? Now I'm trying to channel my inner Cable. Big smile? Hey! No, I can't. I can't do an Indian accent. I at least in my opinion, I sound like between South African and the accent rather is between South Africa and New Zealand. Like if you had to draw a line, I would be somewhere on that spectrum. At least that's the way I would consider it more. But thank you for joining us, friend. Thank you for that, truly. Thank you for thanking our friend as well, Cody. Love is true. Well, you all have a lovely day. Thanks for the love. See you guys soon. Christine, see you as well, my friend. I'm thinking about you. I hope your heavy heart and mind gets lifted. Know that you're appreciated, friend. Love you, Gloomy. Thank you. What do you do for work? I'm at service of people experience, Hendrix. How about you, friend? Would you be willing to share? I live in a college town, 4 colleges near me, and I have a small shops in town that sell only items from many other cities, states, and countries and continents because they work with the students to highlight diversity. Okay, that sounds amazing, Heather. How do you find it living in a college town as well? You must see so many people actually. And also like a constant influx of new people constantly as well, right? Kind of fascinates me. My company pays for school. There are loopholes for you. Jovan, are you encouraging me? Digital nomad life. Yash, I'm trying, dude. Oh goodness, Yash, and thank you for joining me, bro. It's so difficult, man. I've been like reeling on South Africa a little bit. You know, dude. You know, bro, how painful it can be, man. It's it feels like we're, like where everyone else, like okay, let's imagine our country and the economic state and the social bias and nana all of it is like you finding yourself in like a pool, and everybody's pool can be different. It feels like the South African pool is made of tar, and like the more like you try and like get out of it, at least that's how I've been feeling, so stuck, dude. So stuck. How do you feel, Yash? And do you plan on leaving South Africa at some point, man? If you'd be willing to share. Should our main goal in life be useful? Should our main goal in life be to be useful to others? Reproach. I mean, useful is a very relative term, dude. Because what I consider useful. For instance, I believe artists are absolutely essential to our existence, and to our enjoyment of this existence. But art in itself, by a lot of people, would be considered useless. So I don't think our main goal is to be useful. I think our main goal is to experience. And artists allow us to experience even more. Hi, mate. Another nice day in SA, I see. Toro Dina, thank you for joining us, my friend. I'm so happy to be sharing this beautiful day of South Africa with you. I happen to get like such a, at least in my opinion, cool frame of like this little tree, and this big tree, all in the frame at the same time. So beautiful to me. Yeah, Siobhan. Why you cut your hair? I didn't, friend. It's just tied back. School would likely be free for you here. Excusez-moi, Heather. Like now you're pushing buttons that wants to be pushed. You know this? The side note, since we try to highlight diversity, many of the professors look like melt, just like a bunch of melts. There happens to be a melt generator in Heather's like little college town. It just like pops out. Every one of them has like a different styled man bun. I love that so much, Heather. Now you're pushing my buttons, and I love it. I agree. It fit right in at Berkeley. Oh, just getting married to Toasty. Melt, bypass all the immigration laws. Results may vary. Like, don't even joke about that, Aiden. I'll legit marry a man, dude, if it means getting a green card. I'll live with you for years, dude. we'll die together, and we're like, oh, I love you. Oh, homo. Oh. Oh man, I love that, Aiden. Thank you, dude. Sunny Potsdam or Clarkson University, perfect. Also, man, like Heather, that sounds genuinely amazing. Like I'm actually considering it right now. Toasty is married. I got you. It's gotta be you, Aiden. Yes, Jovan, I'm so happy that you're saying that because I felt like Aiden's message was just so beautiful and I didn't want to take anything away from it. And like I know Toasty is married, and then you mentioned it, and while I was like saying it as well, I thought like, yeah, Aiden, unfortunately, dude, Toasty is married. It's gonna have to be you, dude. I think that I think what we dislike about SA is actually the effect that capitalism has. Living in Cape Town, the wealth gap is insane. Oh yeah. You know, and it's so interesting you were saying that to me, Yash. Like about 3 years ago now. Like it's edging onto like the third year now. Yeah. Yeah. Fourth year now. Damn it. Oh, I'm getting old. So edging onto the fourth year now, but I basically still have this friend called Christian, and he was completely in love with this girl, and he decided that the only way to devout slash make this love present to her was to drive from Pretoria, and you would know the distances all the way to Cape Town, and take into consideration Christian works a 9 to 5 job, so he basically, made us all aware that he's going to Cape Town and he wants a few friends, if we'd be willing to go with him, to go with him. And we're like, okay, we can do this. He arrives at 5 p.m. on the Friday. We pack our bags, we leave. We arrive in Cape Town at 7 a.m. on the Saturday morning. We spend our day in Cape Town, we leave. The freaking, I think Sunday morning, like somewhere around 3 a.m. or something. Dude, and then that Sunday, we smoked DMT. So that weekend will forever be completely etched into my memory. And one of the friends that went with us, came from the Cape area, and he's been to Cape Town so many times. And you know that area that is completely almost like desolate? It's like poverty stricken, and it's like run down, and it's completely kind of ghetto vibes, almost like on the other side of Cape Town. He makes us drive through that on the way towards the beach area. And like the friend that did that is Adrian, and Adrian is an extremely old soul, so wise, and he knew that the best way for us to experience Cape Town and to see Cape Town is to see it in that way, to see that wealth gap, to see that insane, richness, oh, these fantastic meals, oh, these wonderful artistic shops, oh, this and this that, and then also attached with that all of the poverty that is still very much present within Cape Town as well. And it is, dude. You're completely right about what you're saying. We don't hate South Africa. We hate capitalism, dude. It's destroying our entire planet. I had to go take a phone call, but I'm back and I see the comments are working again. It is, fortunately, Edmund. Thank you for joining us again, man. I hope your phone call went absolutely blessed. Ah, shit's alright. It's my time to shine. Aiden, dude, don't you joke, bro. Like, I already know I would vibe, with whatever decorations you have, because I've seen your selfie and I saw what was behind you. And there's just, psychedelic shit all over his room. So, if I'm already mildly in love, dude. Christabel, thank you for the heartwarming, my friend. I appreciate you so much. How are you doing, friend? You've been quiet. I've been thinking about you. I hope you're doing well. Lama. But Nelson stream in a distance. Whoa. But Nelson streams in distance socializing. So he and I have never met. I am only a lurker there. Heather? Do you only lurk in social distance social distalizing? Distance socializing? Like, do you take it that seriously? You're distancing yourself so far, you're not even going to send a message because that would be too close. Is that why? All of the lurky vibes? Your username. Oh, Bonnie McMurray. I don't actually know if there's a connection to it. I've seen our friend so many times, and thank you for the compliment. I think I might have missed you, friend. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Bonnie, thank you so much for joining me. You do acid, right? I mean, I have. Live free of bonsai. Live free or bonsai. Live free or miniaturized version of a tree. Doesn't make sense, but I'm feeling it, dude. I mean, yeah, I have taken acid. Like my last acid experience in November is going to be a year ago, though. So, like, hopefully, if the universe permits, there will be an experience again soon. But not in this month, though. Ooh, Eno says, I've astral projected to prove afterlife for myself, but I couldn't accurately describe my friend's room. Maybe my experience was just in my head, but there are some other explanations, so I'll explore it more. Nonetheless, after death scares me. I mean, it's not, again, death is not something that is dangerous in Neo. And I'm not encouraging you to seek it out in that way, right? But I'm very much encouraging you to not be fearful of it. Because, being fearful of it is the reason we go kicking and screaming. Like, imagine, like, death as this very gentle soul that literally just takes you from this plane of existence into your next plane of existence. It's not a death, it's not a ceasing of you, it's a changing of you. And as he takes you to this different place, if you're kicking and screaming and struggling and like, I want to stay here, I want to stay here, then you're not going to have a good time because you're scared of what comes next. And then your fear, in turn, is going to influence whatever comes next. Maybe like you kicking and screaming is like, oh, bruh, you're scared, are you? I'll show you what to be scared about. And then he throws you into desolation, apparently, or possibly. I'm not saying that's how it is, but like that's an imagination I just had. Don't be afraid of death, my friend. It's not something to fear. It's not something that's dangerous. And I would say I'm speaking from experience, but that is a very rash thing to say. As a child, I drowned and I was non-responsive, and they brought me back, and I was like, hooked up to tubes and stuff, and they were breathing me, if you will. And the doctor came to my parents and he told them that if I make it, I won't have it all there, if you will. I'll be mostly vegetable. I'll have a hard time talking, I'll have a hard time cleaning myself, and they'll have to take care of me for the rest of my life. And that was not the case. I made a complete recovery. So, like, I can't, rightly say that I remember anything about that. But then later in my life, as I was seeing the amount of suffering in the world, I felt the only way for me to escape that suffering was to end my suffering. And I attempted to. Multiple times, but I wasn't allowed to die, is the way that I see it right now. It wasn't my time just yet. And in realizing that, I realized that there was something for me to do. Death is not a privilege we've earned just yet. In Neo, death will come, friend, in time, but it's not something to be afraid of. Accept it, accept your impermanence, and live in the now. Knowledge is power, Mariah. I couldn't agree more, my friend. I love you, Heather. The more interesting or diverse an individual looks, the more I want to speak with them, hear their story. I'm not a cross the sidewalk to avoid weird people kind of gal. Oh goodness. Heather, like this would be a recommendation. You don't have to take the psychedelics there, but go to a psychedelic festival. You're going to meet the most weird people you've ever met in your entire life, and it's going to blow your mind. Like, I've met the most interesting, nuanced, flavorful people at psychedelic festivals. So if you genuinely love, talking to diverse people, that would be the place to go. I have witnessed parents complaining about their kids wanting to go to school for something other than the STEM fields because they thought they were throwing their life away. Yeah, oh, I'm pursuing what I want to do with my life, what I find joy and compassion and, inspiration in. Oh, me doing this is me throwing away my life. Neat. What's the point then, Like, it devastates me that that is the way that people think, especially if your parents think that about you. Like, the one group of individuals that you feel and want to have approval of and want their support of doesn't, because they're also so completely enthralled with this understanding of what is success and what isn't success, what is a good life and what isn't a good life. Like, I sometimes, and I've said this morning, if I have to be a bum, living next to a Starbucks, using the Wi-Fi to stream, so be it. It's going to be a divine life, nonetheless. They tend to have the best stories. Oh yes, they do, my friend. Very much so, Cody. I decided I'm cutting my hair. I'm gonna pull a Uncle Becky and do the Viking undercut man bun. Yes, dude. I can totally see it. Toasty. I think it'll look good, man. It's crazy how many people don't realize the value in the arts. The world wouldn't be what it is without the creative arts, dude. You know what's the crazy part about that for me, Edmund? Not only wouldn't the world be what it is without the arts, but look at what people are doing with, like, I wouldn't say all, but let's say most of their leisure time. They're consuming art. When you're not constantly, bombarding yourself with this task and this task and this task and this task, when you finally get to relieve yourself from the tasks you have to do, the first thing that you move towards is art. And then people are like, yeah, art, you're gonna throw your life away if you pursue art. Excuse me? You throw your life into art, bro. What do you mean? I got told from an early age I'd make no money painting. It seems to be common, sadly. It is, unfortunately, my friend. I think, and I genuinely believe even, that we're now in the age where art is going to become more and more realistic as a career choice as well, because there are more and more people connecting to the internet, and as a result, more and more people to, one, see your art, and two, support your art. So I believe that artists will eventually make a comeback, a proper comeback, because the interesting thing as well is there's these discrepancies. There is this large group of artists that are unknown, unseen, unrewarded, and then there's this small group of artists that are absolute, millionaires, just like banking because of their art as well. It's weird. Absolutely, from the beginning. Cave paintings all over the world share so many traits, customs, and intentions. It's so wild. What's even more wild to me is there is a lot of, there's some evidence, but there is mostly speculation that the reason human beings started being creative is because of psychedelic mushrooms. And a lot of cave paintings, there are mushrooms depicted. So, what do you think about that, Tuesday? I get the same a lot about being a musician, even coming from a long line of musicians. It's sad. It's not right, even, Edmund. And it's fear. That's literally what it is. It is living in fear, not only, for your own life, but living in fear of the lives of others. Like, being like, oh, there's no way that you can possibly make it. And the thing is, like, I feel like what we're doing right now is, in a way, a pursuit of art as well. And I feel sometimes like there's no way that I can make it. With my comment about being willing to live next to Starbucks, that's, the result of me not making it, if you will. And, it's hard to think about these things or believe them or accept them. But the alternative, to me at least, is unbearable. When you swim with dolphins, do you go multiple times in a day? Oh, hell no, Toasty. I mean, you can, because DMT doesn't build tolerance. But no, it's a little bit much, to go multiple times a day. Like, what's weird, Toasty? Now that you're mentioning that, my first dimethyltryptamine experiences kind of aligned me with this want, to do it weekly. And the last time I did DMT was 3 years ago. So that didn't happen. When you, Nelson, you still here? How's it going? I don't think so. Maybe Nelson have left by now. Get a real job, you hippie. Oh yeah. It's been on my mind like a Looney Tune smelling a hot pie. The hair? Is that what you're talking about, Toasty? I love that analogy though. Oh, you're talking about the dolphins, man. It's calling to you, Toasty. It does that. I'm not even joking. It genuinely does that. Like months, like the first time I absolutely unequivocally knew that I wanted to try to play with dolphins was when I had a 550 mic lion experience at a festival. Like I was so in it, and like I remember being so in it that I looked completely lost, if you will, and my friends took me to the tents and they sat me down, and one of my dealer friends' girlfriend came over, and she was like, is there something I can bring you? Is there something I can get you? Like she wanted to sell me more drugs because I was in the state, and I was not having it. Like I didn't feel that energy, and I just said, I want DMT. And my friends were like, no, 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 no. And then ever since I said that, like as soon as I said it out loud, like it stuck with me, and it constantly like mulled over my head, no, no, no. And then 21 days. Was it 21 days? 22 days actually. After that festival, I had my first DMT experience. Yes! And now I'm gonna. Oh, and on top of cave paintings, the earliest people had their own music as well. The arts. The arts are what make us human. We aren't all utility. Completely right. And every single society has music. Literally, even if you find indigenous people never contacted by the civilized world, they have music. That just shows to me that it is right on there. Beautiful thought, your beautiful cookie, because you understood it, my friend. You're the one that is witnessing it, aware of it, has the capacity to feel it, my friend. Thank you for sharing with it. Love the Cape Town road trip story. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You can actually, or you did actually hear it, Yash. Like, it was such a beautiful time, man. I fondly remember that trip. Toasty, I laughed out loud, so I pitched my dog barked at me. You're still on, bro? I am! 10 of the many. Unfortunately, I'm not, well, not really unfortunately. I'm just not reaching the bottom of the comments, so I'm still streaming. How about you, friend? Thank you for joining us again. Where have you been since? No, I have that silly ban in, distance socializing. But I sincerely appreciate your take on my lurking. Entertained me so much. I'm so happy to hear that, Heather. Thank you for enjoying the feelings with me as well. Like I try to switch it up between social distance socializing and the you show. Like I switch back and forth because I don't want to do it only on one subreddit. I don't know why necessarily. It's not for any particular reason, but I feel bad with the possibility that you're just unable to say anything. Can you get unbanned? Is it like a temporary ban or is it like a permanent ban? Bonnie McMurphy is a character on the Canadian show Letterkenny. Like I definitely don't know what that is, but thank you for letting me know, Corey. You guys make me smile, and you me, Infamous One. Thank you, friend. Toasty says, there sure are a lot of unqualified individuals practicing medicine out there. Who gives a drowning victim a vegetable diagnosis like that? I mean, like I was gone, if you will, for several minutes, and then they resuscitated me. So they kind of assumed that the lack of oxygen to my brain would have left me in a incapacitated state. So, I mean, I don't know if they were incompetent or unqualified. I just think they were trying to make an assessment of the situation. I'm happy they were wrong, or I'm happy that I recovered. Grateful nonetheless. Thank you, Darkly. Thank you for being willing to listen, my friend. I appreciate you so much as well. Thank you for joining us. How have you been? Sorry, trigger, professional arrogance flips my lid, inserting the ego where it won't serve. Yeah, dude. Like, imagine, like, I was like, when I was mentioning that, I was just imagining the amount of dread and turmoil my parents must have felt. Like, imagine having your 1-year-old child, become or get into a vegetative state, and you have to take care of me as a being for the rest of my existence, having to clean me and feed me, and like, it's, oh man, I couldn't have imagined the devastation. But then also imagine the amount of love and connection they felt when that wasn't the case. Thank you for sharing your insights and experience, dude. It was comforting to hear. Neo, thank you for listening, friend. Again, I appreciate you being here with us. It's so nice to have you here. You've been such a blessed co-creator. Cookie says, you seem to have a lot of experience, and the way you explain things is just beautiful. I wish I could talk and listen to you. You're listening to me right now, friend, Cookie. And if you really want to talk to me, join us on the Discord, reach out to me, and we'll set a time, dude. I'll talk to you, friend. 100% way too many people going into medicine to make money and not to help people. Yeah. And then there's the third reason as well. To plaster their own egos, to be able to say, I'm a doctor. Yeah, I'm a doctor. It's not exactly neurosurgery. Like, I've told this joke before on the stream, but it's like this video where this neurosurgeon, goes to a party, and then every single story that someone tells him, especially if that story contains some sort of turmoil or difficulty, he says, oh, that sounds difficult, but it's not exactly neurosurgery. Like, and he keeps going on with this, hitting on the fact that he's this neurosurgeon. And then eventually he walks into this other individual who is a rocket scientist. And then this neurosurgeon tells him about this story where he was having a traumatic event, if you will, of a surgery. And the rocket scientist says to him, oh, that sounds intense, but it's not exactly rocket science. Oh man, and I love that. I absolutely love that. It just made me so happy as well. The ego will always get trumped by a bigger ego until you realize the ego is the illusion. Oh, Meld, you telling your story is, I can't put words to it. I'm so grateful you are here today. Your heart and the love you have to give is needed here. We would all be at a tremendous loss if you weren't here. Thank you so much, Kari. I want to disagree with you, weirdly enough. Because I don't believe there would be loss. I believe there would be someone else in my place, if that were the case. But I guess it's me in my place right now, fortunately. Thank you so much, Corey. The exact same goes for every single one of you, friends. I hope you know that. Every single one of us are absolutely essential to this world, to the divine order of whole. We're supposed to be here. Guess that's what they call it, the bottom line. Yeah. The bottom line. Oh goodness, like, my brain does not want to work when there's noise like that. Fuck money, fuck money, dude. Like, I'm genuinely serious about this, Toasty. If I ever have the financial means to build the sea city that I want to, like, there's absolutely going to be no money whatsoever. You're still going to be able to work and earn a salary, online, if you will, but you won't have to pay for anything within the city walls. Your meals, your clothing, your technology will be provided for, because that's the way it's supposed to be. If you take care of your people are going to take care of you. You can literally build a city and then build it on the premises of if you want to give back to the city. And the thing is, as well, it's kind of like a no-brainer, because if everything is free and you can contribute to the city in a way that the city continues to grow, then you're basically also buying future possibility for your future generations. So one of the reasons we try and accumulate as much wealth as we can is because we want generational wealth. We want to have wealth for our kids and the kids of our kids to experience. But if there is no such thing as, this wealth you think of, if you have access to medical facilities, you know, undeniably, if you have access to food, clothing, a place to live, without having to worry about this financial means, it becomes, just imagine how free we can be as a society if that was the case. Welcome to the club. Yes. Welcome to the club. Yeah, actually, Aiden's hair is cut like that as well. Precisely. That is very much upsetting. The same people who are now quitting healthcare jobs in droves in the middle of an epidemic as well. It's true, Cody. Yes, people don't realize that their TV, movies, music, most of the things they use and enjoy daily is art, right, Edmund? Like it's kind of weird, sometimes to look at people be so unaware of that stuff. Thank you for sharing that extremely personal story. I have deep respect for your parents, and if we love you half as much as your mom, you are the most loved man. Oh, Heather, you're absolutely melting my heart, my friend. Thank you so much for sharing that beautiful message. Elvin says, do you think our fear of death diminishes as we get old? I think it is relative, It's very much one of those things where it can, but it's also something that people feel an inkling towards, getting closer and closer to it. And if they're completely attached to their, embodied existence, then it can kind of make that anxiety or fear of death worse and worse. But some people are in a place of acceptance of that. Some people are tired in a way through living their lives that they are in a state of wanting to eventually pass on. And in that way, the fear of death diminishes. This brings to mind something that's very interesting. We've been doing psilocybin studies and trials on cancer patients, especially terminal cancer patients. And they give them psychedelics, specifically psilocybin mushrooms, and those people accept their death, accept their possibility of death, accept the inevitability of their death. Like, I think something like 80% of them, like that, just that, it's absolutely mind-blowing. Exactly. People who just view it as a job that has gotten too difficult to deal with, instead of seeing it as helping your fellow human being survive. Yeah. It's like the lack of compassion, unfortunately, Edmund. It can, however, I feel the fear of death is different from person to person. Memento mori. Remember death. Completely well said, Cody. Ditto, dude. Yup! And in most caves, they even have separate rooms for tripping and spiritual caveman things. There were rooms with specific ornaments. It's true, Toasty. Like, I genuinely believe spirituality was the very first intellectual pursuit that humanity took up ever. Before we started agriculture, before we started, to wear clothes, before we started to cook our food, we were probably spiritual beings. I mean, that's like a completely uneducated guess, but it's one that I genuinely feel I resonate with. Let them leave, though. Those aren't the people I want responsible for my life when I need help. You're completely right about that. Like, I don't know if your friends have seen The Good Doctor. It's about this autistic individual with Servant syndrome, so he's extremely intelligent and can visualize things, that becomes a doctor. And it's amazing. At least the first two seasons were really good. I don't know if the third season was that good, but it's it's that type of doctor that I would want. That someone that is completely, unequivocally aligned with helping individuals. It's so beautiful to see. 100% agree. Which alien stole your hair? Squeeb Squabs stole my hair, dude. Tolo, thank you for joining us, friend. My hair is still on my head. It's just tied back. Have any of y'all heard Abby the Spoon Lady? YouTube. Check her out. Some of her musician friends. I'll drop a link or two in the Discord in a little bit. Please do, Heather. Maybe in the music channel. We would love to see it as well, my friend. Excited to hear. True alienation is when you aren't accepted in your own family group. Then you feel very alone. Yeah. Like I want to say that is the case with me. Like, I wouldn't say I am not accepted, but my ideas very much are not accepted, unfortunately. And it can definitely feel very alienated sometimes. You're completely right, Alvin. Neo says, it's not really a fear of change after death, though. That could be rad, would be rad. It's a fear of nothingness, none for myself, because if death is nothingness, I've been nothing for 13 billion years, and more for loved ones. Losing memories and awareness will surely follow, or something like that, I'm guessing, is the way you would finish your message in Neo. So, a way that I would, recommend that you kind of become aware of that nothingness is through meditation, friend. Meditate. And if meditation doesn't serve you, if you can, look up if there's any float tank, like literally a tank of water that has salt in it, so you are more buoyant. And then you lay in that water, you have earplugs in, it's completely dark, no sound, the water temperature is brought up to almost body temperature, so you kind of dissociate with your body, and you'll find yourself in that nothingness, my friend, and you'll realize that it's also nothing to fear. It's also not something to fear. Heather says yes, they said I could ask in 30 days to be unbanned, but I didn't know what to say or who to say it to, so I did not. Like, if you go to the r/distance socializing like subreddit, and you'll see there's like 3 little buttons, like home, about, and something else. I can't exactly remember. If you click on those, you'll find a moderator tab, and you can send a message to the moderator. Please do, Heather. Please do. I have a doctor, but she will only prescribe meds that don't require prior authorization, because that takes time away from her seeing patients. And the more patients she shuffled in and out of the door, the more cash. Oh, that's horrible. I can give you medication, it might help you, but you have to get approved for it first. Oh, my legs. I've been sitting for 2 hours. Oof. Oh, man, yeah, that's definitely not the right way to do it. I'm so sorry, Heather. I'm guessing she's not your doctor anymore. That's a horrible mentality to have when serving people. Hello, Eva. Come. Hello, Leafy. She's just like, oh, you're making space? I'll take your space. Oh, I love you, my little furless baby. Melt, be out there inventing communism. I don't think it's inventing communism. Is it? Like, it's definitely not the understanding of communism that I have, at least. It's not a equality thing, like equal outcome or, equal distribution. It's more an understanding of human essentials and providing that. Because if human essentials are taken care of, we flourish as beings. So at least that's more of the mentality I have towards it. That's how I feel today. I'm gonna steal all your positive vibes. I need them today. Just frustrated with the world. Oh, demented Dave. Steal my positive vibes. I'm joking. You can have them, dude. You can have them, you can take all of them, and there will still be more left to give. Meltunism. Cody, don't encourage me, dude. The Batman is back. He's saying, I'm still trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. Ah, the Batman. Like, it worked the first time, dude. But now you have to, come up with something new. Your spaceship's extended warranty next time, or, your planet's extended warranty. You have to update it, dude. There's a bunch of meteors coming, and if you don't have that warranty, those meteors are just gonna, wreck your shit. Take as many as you want. Today's special is bottomless good vibes. Oh yes, perfectly put, Aiden. Thank you. I don't know either. It's okay, Pecked. I have to go pick Jimmy up from preschool. Hope you all have a beautiful day. Thank you, Corey. Send Jimmy our love as well, my friend. Have an amazing day. Love all that love. We gotta run. Love, 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 love you. We'll be on the Discord in a bit. If any chatters I want to take. Thank you so much, Heather. So much love to you. We'll see you again, my friend. Please take them. I poured them out for you. Thank you so much. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. You're appreciated. Demented Dave. Thank you for joining us, my friend. This is a place of love. This is a place of love. Thank you for your advice. I will try sensory deprivation tanks whenever I get the chance. Please do, Ineo. I think that is definitely a good place for you to, at least start with meditation, and then if meditation doesn't serve in getting you to realize that there is nothing to fear in the nothingness, then sensory deprivation tanks would be the next step. Very awesome experience. Oh, it is, Cody. It's so amazing. Absolutely. Winner, winner! Chicken dinner. We finished the stream. Friends, thank you so much for joining me, for sharing this space with me for as long as you did. I'm eternally grateful for your presence, for the way you share with me, for the things you share with me, for the way you make me feel. Just infinite thank yous to you. I'll see you all again tomorrow. Love you too, Edmund. Bye-bye. Ooh.